Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I'm sorry that I completely forgot about the live stream Tuesday. We will be live this Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I am sorry. And I'm thinking, like, if we have enough to talk about, I'll stay on an hour, because I stay on an hour on my other live stream. So I definitely would love to do that. But I saw something today. First of all, I hope everybody's doing well. And I saw something today. That was fantastic. Michael B. Jordan was on the red carpet on Monday for Creed 3. Now, I'm a huge Rocky fan. You guys know this. My favorite Rocky is Rocky 4, probably the one second to Rocky 5 that everybody hates. I like Rocky 3. Rocky 2 and 1 are cool, but I grew up on Rocky 4. Like, Rocky 3 came out in 1982. I was 3 years old. So when Rocky 4 came out, I was 5, 6, right in that like impressionable time. And we had HBO and Rocky 4 came out. And it's a movie I love Rocky, everything about it, even the robot, Paulie's robot, right? But the Rocky franchise lives on. And one of the movies that came from Rocky was Creed. Creed 1, Creed 2, and trying to figure out how they're going to do these things. Anyway, so Creed 3, I didn't even know what's happening for a long time. And Creed 3 just came out, no Rocky, and it is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. Now, I've been hearing good things about it, but he was interviewed on the red carpet on Monday, and he somebody mentioned something to him. The girl that was interviewing him the girl that was interviewing him, he mentioned, as soon as he walked up to her, you could tell like something was on his mind. And so he says, the corny, she says, hey, blah, 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 how you doing? And he was like, corny kid, right? And what he was referring to is a podcast that she is a host of, in which they called Michael B. Jordan the good kind of corny. And then they talked about how they grew up in the hood, and they used to talk about him because his name was Michael Jordan. And that's probably why, as he got famous, he started using the Michael B, or as he started to come up in acting, he started using Michael B to differentiate himself from Michael Jordan. Because you're growing up at a time, he's younger than me, but if I remember Michael Jordan, I could only imagine if I walked around with a name like Isaiah Thomas or Michael Jordan, you're going to think of, the first person you're going to think of is the basketball player in both instances, right? That's like Larry Bird or Irving Johnson. You're going to know or think about, even if he might have been named after Michael. I don't know. But what I love about this is that it's perfectly fine to be corny. I love being called corny. I used to compare myself pre-slap to Will Smith. Will Smith was somebody who you may not remember, but back in the day, he had a song called You Saw My Blinker. And the last word is an explicative. So I remember this song. A lot of people don't. I'm old enough to remember it. I'll be 44 this year. It was probably late 80s, early 90s. I want to say the early stages of his rap career. And one thing that Will Smith said that I won't forget is he said his grandmother heard the song and didn't like it. And he said from that point on, he said he would never be a certain way. And yeah, the Oscars happened, and that's unfortunate. And that lies on Will. But Will Smith has been labeled corny since the day he appeared in front of us. He's been called corny. That's me. I've been called corny. Let me take this hat off. I've been called corny online. I've been called corny in real life. And I have no problem with people calling me corny. And what I noticed is, this is long before I got married, is that people, the women, a lot of, sorry ladies, but some ladies, they like they know the corny dude, quote unquote. Corny dude is the dude that's going to take care of them, but it's not the corny guy they want. One of my first girlfriends I was the corny dude, and she was the girl that everybody kind of wanted, right? And you know how I wind up winning her over? Just by being myself. And I remember being hated on by other people and being labeled as corny, right? So I love being corny. And I love what Michael B. Jordan said. He said, be you. Be you. Don't let anybody stop you from being you. And if you got something, you got to go watch the interview. But it was fantastic. I love that because I'm considered corny. You don't hear me curse. I don't curse. I don't curse in real life. But if you don't do what other people want you to do or whatever, what other people think is cool, then you'll be called corny. And you know what I noticed about this? Like, let's just say this. Everybody knows I've been through my fair share of drama online, right? And what they attack me is, it reminds me of B Rabbit off 8 Mile when he's battling Papa Doc. He tried to, B Rabbit used everything that Papa Doc was about to say against him because to throw him off, and it worked. If you're willing to talk about yourself or admit things about yourself that other people might use as weaponry, then what do they have against you, right? But you guys know my history on this platform. I have been targeted out, singled out because I'm corny. I'm a corny dude, and that's okay. I am perfectly fine. I will wear corniness as a badge because guess what? Listen, I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I'm great at being me. And I consider me one of the best in this space when it comes to YouTube creation of like not destroying and all in big time, but local. I have built things with the help of my partners and friends. I have built things. I have 4 monetized YouTube channels I'm working on. Anything I put my mind to, not only with YouTube, but in life. I told y'all, man, I'm driven by neglect. I'm driven by disrespect. I love being underestimated and underappreciated because it keep me on my toes. So everybody watching this, if somebody calls you corny, if somebody tries to set you apart and pick you, bullying was big back in the 80s. It's big now. It's so big that young kids are deciding to do things to themselves that can't be undone. It's okay being corny. Somebody's calling you corny because they want what you have. And guess what? It's because they're weak on the inside, so they want to pick on you and they want to try to point out things in you that they lack in themselves. They're weak. That's what I realize about people that want to call other people corny. When did corniness become a bad thing? I'm living, Michael B. Jordan, living proof that corniness. And what makes you corny? The corny that I don't do what you do, so I'm corny? I'm smart. That's what that means. So be you. Walk around in you. Don't let anybody young watching this, anybody old watching this, don't let somebody tell you who you are. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be down. It's okay to be affected, okay? Because we're only human at the end of the day. But don't ever quit. Don't ever let them make it to where you can't follow something through. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, man. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan.